guys, here today the stock market just had its worst day in the history of the stock market in terms of the amount of points the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down today. Literally the worst day in the history of the market in terms of point drop. Unbelievable, over a 2,000 point drop for the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. S&P 500 down 7.6%. NASDAQ down 7.29%. We got to talk about all this, guys. Got to talk about how to invest throughout the rest of 2020, okay? Look at this here, okay? We're looking at the largest point losses in the history of the Dow, and today took the cake. Today was there's just like we're just going to pass up everybody, but by a long shot, okay? The next closest worst day ever was like 2 weeks ago, right? And that was nearly a 1,200 point drop. We had over 2,000 points. Like, this is a record that might stand for a little while. Like, that is unbelievable. That is unprecedented. It just dominated every other point loss ever. Now, in terms of percent loss, you might want to ask yourself, well, how big of a percentage loss was this? This was the 11th biggest percentage loss in the history of the stock market, okay? In the history of the stock market, the 11th biggest drop. That should speak volumes. Look I have another date circled there, right? From 1899. I had to research this. I'm like, wait a minute, 1899? I don't think there's anybody still even alive on Earth that was alive in 1899. That was so long ago. So I had to look it up. The oldest person living right now is 117 years old, which is insane, okay? And they were born in 1903. So there's not even a human being living on this earth right now that literally experienced that 1899 drop, okay? If you want to know what that person looks like, that is what that person looks like, okay? So she might get a run for her money because Mr. Warren Buffett's about to turn 90 and this guy's still doing 2-hour interviews on CNBC. So needless to say, Warren Buffett might pass her up someday, and man, he's got a lot of money. That guy might be able to stay alive for a long, long time, okay? He might still be doing interviews on CNBC when he's like 100 something, okay? Unbelievable, okay? Largest daily percentage losses. Let's go ahead and look at this once again. Are there any times in even like any time of recent history where we've had some days like this? Well, you have to go back to 2008. 2008, the Dow fell 7.87%. So a little more, very slightly more than what the market went down today. 2008, guys, this was a great recession we're talking about here, okay? 1987, which was before I was even born, okay? That was a huge downward day there on October 26th, and the worst day in the history of the stock market by far was on October 19th, 1987. That's the craziest day in the stock market history. The stock market fell 22% that day, guys. Can you imagine a 22% fall in the stock market nowadays? I think that would be if we ever got a trending video, I think that would be the one day we might get on the trending list. I think that's the only thing that could get us to the trending list. We've never had a trending video, but I think just maybe if the stock market fell 22%, I think the video I released that day might actually get on the trending list, okay? Now, it's not just the US stock market that has been insanely hit here today. The European stock markets all got tore up last night. DAX, the FTSE, the CAC, 7-8% losses across the board. Oil just had its worst day since 1991. I was a baby in 91, okay? The worst day since 1991. I mean, we're talking about, we have to go back decades to try to find like some of these type of hits we've taken in the financial markets right now. So don't think this is just like this isn't that big of a deal. Like, this is a huge deal, and I applaud everybody that's going through this right now and is in these financial markets, because we're going through some extraordinary times right now, and you're going to be very proud that you went through this whenever we get out to the other side, okay? I can't remember a time ever like this other than literally when I started in the stock market during the 2008-2009 recession. That's the only time I can really say this is as crazy as that time. That's it, okay? 2011, we had a pretty dramatic situation. In the summer of 2015, I remember some drama. In 2016, we had some drama in the stock market, okay? In the back half of 2018, specifically November and December of 2018, we had some drama. But I cannot remember a time other than the 2008 financial crisis where we had this kind of drama in the stock market, where the financial markets are just in chaos right now, just complete craziness. Look at this. 5,700 points the Dow Jones Industrial Average has lost in the past 3 weeks. In the past 3 weeks, 5,700 points vanished. I mean, we're talking about, when you look at a move like that, we're talking about trillions of dollars with a T, okay? Not billions with a B. We're talking about trillions of dollars of wealth just like gone out of thin air, literally in the snap of a fingers. Look at the 1 month on Dow Jones Industrial Average, now down 18.5% in the past 1 month on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're talking about mass change. I mean, a month. I mean, usually under a normal market circumstance, if the market gets pretty weak, you're talking about an 18% move. That might happen over a 6-month span, 9-month span. We're talking this just happened in the past month. If you look at the S&P 500, the 1 month change for the S&P 500 is down 18%. If we look at the NASDAQ's the best of the bunch, okay? The NASDAQ is down 17.42% in the past 1 month. We're talking about some dramatic moves. Now here today, let's go ahead and look at a few stocks, okay? Tesla, my lovely Tesla, baby, down 13.57% here today, down $95 a share. Now it has really nothing to do with like Tesla did anything bad. They didn't report earnings or anything like that. It just got dragged down with the entire rest of the market, and a volatile stock like Tesla is going to get hit even harder than the market gets hit. I mean, if the market's down 7-point-something%, a stock like Tesla could be down even more, especially when you saw oil prices be down so low here today. Like literally oil went to its lowest level since 1991, okay? Uber stock, Booba stock, down 11% here today. The great old Uber, okay? Facebook, look at the FB, down 7% here today to the lowest level I've seen in probably the last 1.5 to 2 years. Look at the cruise line stocks. I did a whole video on Financial Education 2 today that talked about if the cruise line industry and the airline industry, if they're going to face bankruptcy down the road or anything like that. I did a video about it today, but look at how hard these stocks got hit. Royal Caribbean, down nearly 26%. Norwegian Cruise Line, down nearly 27%. And Carnival Cruise Line, down nearly 20% here today. Look at the cruise stocks. I mean, my goodness, those stocks are all down. I mean, Carnival Cruise Line's down, I think, around 50%. And the other ones, I think, are down right around 60% just in the past 1 month. This is dramatic, okay? Look at Irobot Stock. Irobot Stock took a 15% hit today for Irobot. I mean, Irobot. They make the machines that clean stuff for us. I mean, in a time with the Rona, I think we need the robots to do the cleaning for us. I mean, come on, man. You took a 15% hit there. Winning Resorts, I can't call it Winning Resorts right now. I got to call it Losing Resorts for the time being, okay? Because losing Resorts hit under $82 a share today. It's 81 and some change. We haven't really seen Wynn around these levels since 2016, back before the Wynn Palace was open and back before the Boston property was open, okay? That's how far we got to go back to see Wynn at these type of levels, literally 2016. Look at a stock like Revolve today, okay? Revolve takes a 12% hit. This stock has been hit and hit and hit. Revolve is a profitable company that has unbelievable growth, has a very fair valuation on it, has a good amount of cash in the balance sheet and no debt, and this company is just getting treated like it's going to zero, like no one cares about Revolve right now, and this is just the market we are in. It just doesn't care right now. The market just doesn't care. And look at the stock. I mean, it's down 12% here today, okay? If you want to talk about the stocks that are in the C space, let's look at some of those. ACB, down nearly 19% here today. CGC, down 13.5% here today. But what about big tech? Maybe big tech held it down. The $1 trillion boys club, maybe they held it down for us, okay? Look at big tech here today. Mr. Softy, down nearly 7% here today. Apple my Maple, okay? Apple my Papple. What am I even saying? Okay? Apple stock was down nearly 8% here today. Google McDougal down 6.4% today. Amazing Zon was down over 5% here today. I guess that's a better performance in the stock market. So I guess Amazon, you should get some claps or something. But needless to say, hits and hits and hits even for the $1 trillion boys club. The banking sector. Oh my goodness. You want to look at the 3 major big banks? Look at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase. Wells Fargo took over a 12% hit today. Bank of America took nearly a 15% hit today, guys. Nearly 15% for Bank of America. JP Morgan took a 13.5% hit here today. These are some big moves for the banks. It's not often you see the banks moving 10% plus. I mean, these are big market cap, big banks. They don't usually just move around like there's something like speculative tech stock or something like that. It's big moves after big moves. Countless stocks are at 52-week lows right now. I mean, there's just 52-week lows all over the place, and never mind that, just multi-year lows. We look at something like the DIZ, right? The DIZ is at a multi-year low. We haven't seen it this low in at least a year and a half, if not a couple years. And so the question you got to ask yourself is, what do you do in a situation like this? Okay, do we go ahead and do we curl up into a ball in the fetal position? Like, is that what we should do? Should we just hide out and just be like, oh man, when is the storm going to be over? Somebody end this hurricane. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me tell you a little story about when I got in the stock market. 2008, 2009. It was a great recession. You know how many people wish they would have been taking stock market investing super serious like I was taking in that dramatic situation when the market was just down day after day after day and mass amounts of unemployment were announced day after day, and all you heard every time you turn on the TV, I remember my mom, you say, I was still living at home, I was like 18, 19 years old back then. Remember my mom would watch like 60 Minutes or whatever that program was. I don't think it was 60 Minutes. It might have been like the CBS Evening News or something like that. I remember every night, like the leading story was just how bad the stock market was, how bad the economy was. That was just constant. So many people wish that they got started when I got started and actually took this stuff seriously. And, I don't know what people my age were doing. Maybe they were worried about, where the next party was at. Or maybe, just a lot of folks were scared at that particular time to even think about stock market investing, to even think about it. It's just no, not even thinking about it. Look what just happened in the stock market. It's getting tore up. Look at the job losses. I'm not going anywhere near that. Maybe someday down the road when it's everything looks great again, but not getting in now. So many people were scared, okay? That's exactly the opposite situation you want to be in. You've got to take this stuff serious. The best time to get started in the stock market is when things are rough, when things are volatile. That is literally the best time. You don't want to be in a situation where you're in a situation like a lot of folks are in saying they wish they got started in the stock market. Now's the time you need to be taking this super serious. And if you already know what to look for in stocks, then you just got to look for opportunities. But I know there's a lot of people that, are wondering, should I be taking stock market investing serious? Or should I wait until maybe all things are green again, and then maybe I'll get started with stock market investing? Now's the time to take it super serious. When the markets are all going down, when things are really bad, that's when to take it serious. I do have some hope out there because I did see one of my videos today, Stock Market for Beginners 2020, got a huge lift up in views. So clearly, some folks are out there saying hey, I want to start learning about the stock market a little bit. I want to start learning about fundamentals. I want to start learning about how to pick stocks and things like that. You don't want to be the person that says, man, I wish I would have taken stock market serious in 2008, in 2009, in 2010, in 2011, in 2012, in 2013. I wish I would have done that. You don't want to be that person out there, okay? And I love, some people love to say this. Everyone's a genius in a bull market, okay? Everyone's a genius in a bull market. Some people love to say that. I think there's a lot of people that didn't participate in the bull market. But you don't want to be on the bench, okay? Trust me, in a bull market, you don't want to be the guy that's on a bench, because when the next bull market comes, guess what? There's going to be a ton of money to be made. And if you're over there sitting on the bench, you're not going to make any money, okay? The people that aren't a genius in a bull market are the people that don't participate. And the fact is, basically since 2009, I don't want to say the stock market's been up in a straight line, because we definitely had several corrections along the way, several dips in the market. But the fact is, pretty much since March of 2009, the stock market has been up and up and up and up. I mean, you look at a chart since 2009, like it's up. And most folks have not even participated in this because they haven't even put in the work to understand stock market investing and understand how to pick stocks and understand where opportunities are and things like that. And that's just sad at the end of the day. There's been so much money to be made from so many stocks, and for people not to have taken it serious, it's just crazy to me. And now we have a huge dip in the market. It could continue to dip. We'll see what happens. We might end up getting a recession scenario, playing out here. And these are the times. These are the golden opportunities for you to take stock market investing super serious. And if people aren't going to take it serious and they're just going to push it to the side and they'll be like, someday I'll get involved with that, I just think you're making a big mistake. The best time, in my opinion, is when everything looks real bad and when there's a bunch of negativity. The worst time to get started in the stock market, in my opinion, when everything's positive and everything's euphoric. That's the worst time, in my opinion. So clearly we're not in that time right now, guys. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, smash the thumbs up button if you enjoyed a video like this, and leave me a comment down there on what you have to add to this whole situation. Thank you for watching and have a great day.